Aye! Subscribe.
Phantom Nightmare is shaping up to be a very nice looking core set, introducing not only a bunch of cool new archetypes, but also a variety of strong support cards for existing archetypes, and of course, the new Xyz deck on the block, which we're going to be talking about today. But first, hit the thumb. So the deck we're talking about today is called Goblin Biker. I'll try my best to avoid the goblin jokes, but it is a deck that revolves around level 3 monsters. You might notice some familiar characters in the artworks as well, as this archetype also follows the storyline of Diabellstar the Black Witch. Getting into the cards, the first main monster we're looking at here is Goblin Biker Dug Charger, and that is an ultra rare Earth level 3 warrior monster. There are a bunch of different attributes and types in this archetype, but yeah, the effect on this one reads: if this card is in your hand, you can detach one Xyz material from a monster on either field, and if you do, special summon this card. And that is going to be the recurring theme throughout pretty much all of these cards. So if your opponent has any Xyz monsters on field, they're in trouble. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one Goblin Biker spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. Being able to search another card on summon is always a key feature that sort of glues archetypes together, so yeah, good card. There's a couple of search targets for Dug Charger, so we'll get into those, and the first one is Goblin Biker Grand Entrance, a secret rare normal spell. Add one Goblin monster from your deck to your hand, then you can apply the following effect. Detach one Xyz material from a monster on either field, and if you do, special summon one level 4 or lower goblin monster from your hand. Because this is a then you can effect, you can also special summon the monster that you search, giving this a lot of versatility. You can banish this card from your graveyard, detach one Xyz material from a monster on either field, then you can add one goblin monster from your graveyard to your hand, and you can only use each effect once per turn, but you can use both effects in the same turn. While this card is great on its own just to get you started, if you're already able to set up an Xyz monster, this allows you to just snowball into more rank 3s. Speaking of rank 3s, here's one of our archetype's boss monsters, Goblin Biker Big Gabonga. He's a light beast warrior, but he can be made using any 2 level 3 monsters, opening the deck up to pretty much any generic level 3 engine in the game, like Speedroid Terratop, Tour Guide from the Underworld, Psychic Wielder, Emergency Teleport. You have a lot of good options to fill out your deck and help get you there. He is a secret rare, and his effect reads: if this card is Xyz summoned, you can add one goblin monster from your deck to your hand. If material is detached from a monster's on the field except you're in the damage step, you can target one face-up monster on the field except this card, attach it to this card as material. Considering pretty much all of our goblin cards are able to detach materials, he's going to be gobbling up your opponent's monsters in no time. But finally, during the end phase, you can attach one goblin monster from your deck to this card as material, and you can only use each effect once per turn. Another card you could search with Dug Charger is Goblin Biker Grand Bash, an ultra rare continuous spell. Goblin monsters you control gain 300 attack for each goblin monster you control, so you know, you got that pack mentality as goblins do. During your main phase, you can normal summon one goblin monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. And then finally, you can target 2 goblin monsters you control and activate one of these effects. You can either make the level of one monster become the current level of the other, or you can make both of their levels become their combined original levels. So with the majority of your main deck monsters being level 3, that gives you access to the rank 6 pool, and of course the other archetype boss monster, Goblin's Crazy Beast, the rank 6 Dark Fiend monster. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one spell or trap on the field, detach 2 materials from a monster or monsters on the field, and if you do, attach that target to this card as material. So while you've got your Big Gabonga gobbling up monsters, you now also have Crazy Beast gobbling up the spells and traps as well. If a monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can detach one material from this card instead. And finally, if this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, then you can attach one goblin monster from your graveyard to this card as material, but you can only use this effect once per duel. It can just summon itself back for free, which is really cool. Rounding out the spells and traps, we have Goblin Biker Grand Stampede, which is a continuous trap card. During the main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, Xyz summon one Xyz monster using only goblin monsters you control. If you control a goblin Xyz monster though, you can target one effect monster on the field, detach one Xyz material from a monster on either field, and if you do, negate that monster's effects until the end of this turn. You can only use one of these two effects per turn, but because it's a continuous trap, it stays on the field, and you can just access either of those effects every single turn. It's searchable and it says negate, so it's a pretty cool card. For the next main deck monster, we have Goblin Biker Clatter Sploder, which is a level 3 Fire Beast Warrior, so, you know, fire formation tanky, let's go. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one goblin monster in your graveyard, except Clatter Sploder, special summon it. A little bit of recursion is always nice, but it's also worth noting that you can bring back your Xyz monsters with this effect. During your opponent's main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can detach one Xyz material from a monster on either field, and if you do, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So not only is it summoning itself back on your opponent's turn, but it's then also triggering its other effect to summon back a goblin from the graveyard as well, and then you can use that with the trap card to immediately Xyz summon on your opponent's turn. For our second last card, we have another main deck monster here, Goblin Biker Boom Mac, which is a wind warrior this time. Once per chain during the main phase, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can detach one Xyz material from a monster on either field, and if you do, special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon Goblin Biker Boom Mac until the end of the next turn. Another nice little extender here, however, it is important that these effects are quick effects because being able to activate them on our opponent's turn means we have plenty of ways to detach Xyz material and therefore trigger our Xyz monster, Big Gabonga. And that is going to take us to our final card today, Goblin Biker Mean Merciless, a level 3 water fiend. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon one goblin monster from your hand, except Goblin Biker Mean Merciless. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can detach one Xyz material from a monster on either field, and if you do, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each of these effects once per turn. Overall, I think this is a very solid deck. Pretty much all you need to do is get an Xyz monster on board, and then you can swarm and snowball from there, and there's no restrictions either. You're not locked into Xyz summoning or only summoning goblin monsters. Definitely a solid deck to be looking forward to out of Phantom Nightmare, and there's plenty more where that comes from, man. Phantom Nightmare, there's a lot to be excited about in this set. But yeah, let me know what you think about Goblin Bikers, and check back again on Friday. We might have an early box opening, you never know.